In the top stories, SKN observes International Men's Day. COVID disrupts mail service in Grenada. And the UK PM unveils plan for green industrial revolution. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Thursday, the 19th of November 2020. I am your presenter, Shaira Flanders. Nationally, St. Kitts and Nevis joins the rest of the world in recognizing the contributions and achievements of men and boys in the society for International Men's Day. The theme for this year's International Men's Day is Better Health for Men and Boys. In an address to the nation on Thursday, Minister of Social Development and Gender Affairs Honorable Eugene Hamilton spoke of the significance of the theme.
This theme comes at a time when all of our health has been put at risk due to coronavirus disease. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis continues to encourage all men and boys to take a special interest in their own health because, according to Jim Rohn, your body is the place where you have to live.
He also mentioned some of the illnesses that plague men and boys in our society.
According to research, these include heart disease, diabetes, lung cancer, prostate cancer, hypertension, kidney stones, stroke, and depression. On the other hand, health issues among boys include those that occur due to what is eaten or consumed or put into their bodies, and those that relate to oral hygiene.
The minister made a plea to men and boys to take into serious consideration their health and change behaviors that will pose a threat to their lives. He suggested ways in which they can start to develop a healthier lifestyle in the Federation. He concluded by commending and congratulating the men and boys who have already made their health a priority in their lives. In other news, the St. Kitts and Nevis Robotics Association, or SKNRA, has embarked on a series of training sessions in efforts to expose its members to the bounds of science, technology, engineering, and arts and mathematics, or STEAM. The association was featured on the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank's ECCB Connects program, where Executive Director of the SKNRA, Ashaquid Benjamin, spoke of why the association decided to host the training sessions.
What we've been trying to do is to implement our mandates. Before we begin with starting our mandates, what we are trying to do is assist our members with skill-based training sessions where they can develop more on the skills that they have and pick up some more skills aside from what they know, which would incorporate with STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics.
The first set of training sessions for members of the association will be based on topics such as mechanical engineering, software engineering, robotics after-school program, drone development, both marine and aerial, humanoid and innovation research development, and computer repairs and networking. And as we wrap up, St. Paul's and St. Peter's have both qualified for the Super 6 playoffs, but that did not stop them from delivering victories in their last regular season matches on Wednesday night in the SKNFA Premier League. We join Andre Huey, media consultant to the SKNFA, with this report.
St. Peter's FC and SL Horses St. Paul's both enjoyed wins in the SKNFA Premier League Wednesday night at the Warner Park in their final matches of the regular season before the Super 6 playoffs begin. St. Paul's enjoyed a comfortable 2-1 victory against Flo Fojiken Rockets, while St. Peter's cruised past Fastcast Saddlers 3-1. The St. Peter's game was broadcast live on SK Newsline and Voice of the Caribbean Radio in association with the SKNFA. We join Al Edwards and Essington Watts for the highlights.
I think I saw another substitution for Keon. Headed into the back of net, an own goal, 1-1.
Oh, but that was a beautiful ball in. That had a nice shape on it. It was in towards the far post, and St. Paul's uncharacteristically giving up a goal, an own goal. So Keon equalizes. Very good goal indeed for Keon. It all started with that pass. That beautiful pass had a nice curving shape on it in the end. and was able to create some problems for St. Paul's. Nice teasing, tantalizing pass, creating some serious.
Jogged all the way across the field. So he'll be opposites now. He had a right foot in swinging corner. Now he has a right foot out swinging corner. Here comes and a shot on goal. A volley in the back of the net. Anthony Keynes it is. The defender who scored in the last match scores again. St. Paul's ahead 2-1.
Very good goal, and that was on the cards. The St. Paul's they've been taking the set pieces very well. They seem that they're very well rehearsed, very well coached as far as set pieces are concerned, and that was a very good goal indeed. The ball was floated in. Kane was able to get down the volley, hit it one time past the goalkeeper, giving St. Paul's the second goal.
Meanwhile, after comfortably defeating Sadler's FC, coach of St. Peter's FC, Anthony Nets Isaac, said the game was a dress rehearsal for the playoffs.
The game tonight was just, for me, a warm-up going into the Super 6. This game wasn't really nothing for us to play for, but just a warm-up to get into the Super 6.
For Sadler's coach Kenroy Nibbs, the team was not well prepared for the match.
The game that we play today is a game in which I could say we are short on preparation because of our field conditions. We don't get our field groomed as how we should get it, so we are very short on preparation. But with all of that, saying that, I think the guys have performed well because this team that we use today is a makeshift team. Really, for fact, this team, most of the guys who didn't have a game through the season get a chance to play today.
The SKNFA Premier League continues on Thursday night with the crucial matchup at 6 p.m. when Hobson Enterprises Garden Hotspurs face surprise Super 6 playoff contenders KC United Old Road Jets. The winner in this match could qualify for the playoffs depending on the results in Friday's match when Esgrave Newtown United play Mantab at 7 p.m. The Old Road Spurs match is followed by Saul Island Auto Supplies Connery FC playing Rams Village Superstars at 8 p.m.
On the regional scene, the latest reality to hit Grenada relates to what is referred to as snail mail. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, there is a huge backlog of mail as flights and other forms of transportation have ground to a grind. More in this report.
No mail since March with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and international flights from the UK and Canada being halted. That has been compounded by the regional airline Liat going into liquidation while being responsible for carrying mails regionally. Dual and British citizens residing in Grenada who depend on postal mail for their medication and pension checks have been left stranded. The Grenada Postal Corporation has been stumped with complaints with no immediate solution, and Acting Director of Post Isaac Bagwan says they are still working with stakeholders for a solution.
What we have done is that we've entered into some discussion with American Airlines to see if they can carry the mails for us from either Canada or the UK. And they are in discussions with UK Post and Canada Post to see how that is possible. We have no challenge with getting mails from the US. We have been using Amerijet all through the lockdown. So mails to the US, to and from the US is not a problem. But the challenge is the flights to get it in.
He says other challenges regionally is that Barbados as the hub is not accepting mail for other countries.
But again, Barbados is not accepting the mails because there is no guarantee of any flights to Grenada. We do have a new airline on board, which is One Caribbean Limited, OCL. We are in discussion with them, and we hope soon we'll be able to have an agreement in place so that they could carry, take up the slack from Liat.
Bagwan has this advice for people still wishing to send mail via the post office to Grenada.
Unfortunately, they have to go the expensive route. They would have to either go via DHL or FedEx. Either these two, or they would have to get back in touch with the pension agencies to try and see how they could get some online payment. Of course, it's senior citizens that we are dealing with there, and that might be a challenge for them. But those who are asking, we've seen these are the alternatives.
The acting director of Post says they are hoping to get CARICOM involved to fast forward a solution. He adds that the GBC Global service is not affected by this situation. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
In Jamaica, roads have been analyzed, bills to fix them have been estimated, and the government has put a pause on members of parliament reallocating funds away from their $7 million budget for roads. Here's more.
As the country draws closer to the end of the hurricane season, the effects of the rain caused by the passage of storms can clearly be reflected by the condition of the roads.
Many residents from affected communities have voiced reasons as to why roads have been destroyed so easily.
Put on a local mall and asphalt and that's it.
Erosion must take place. That is common sense. They say that we are no engineers. What we know is that common sense will prevail.
Though they're not professional engineers, their hypothesis is similar to the facts shared by civil structural engineer Roger Anderson. He says it is the responsibility of the client, the municipality, or NWA to monitor the contractors and ensure they are following the specifications of building the road, because the quality and quantity of asphalt to concrete is significant to the durability of the road.
The thing is, if we do not get that thickness correct and the specifications which govern the asphalted concrete right, then the water that we should be preventing from entering on the wearing surface will get into our base, and then we'll really lose our roads.
Other factors which add to roads disintegrating quickly is deforestation, a fundamental role in the anchoring of roads. The lack of road maintenance and not paying attention to good drainage systems is another determinant.
When the roads were designed, they were designed for a particular population density. And then over time, we had more and more people living in the same space, but we never accommodated for that. And then we built on the surface. When you build on a surface, you remove the natural drainage of the land.
The government says they will write to the Integrity Commission to assist in the roadworks to be done to ensure all standards are met.
It is estimated that some $5.4 billion will be required to undertake various stages of the recovery and reinstatement of our roads.
Paige Dixon, CVM Live.
On the international scene, the United Kingdom's Prime Minister has unveiled a plan for his so-called, quote, green industrial revolution aimed at tackling climate change. Al Jazeera's Nadim Baba reports.
It's an ambitious plan to cut pollution from traffic. Britain's set to ban the sale of new petrol and diesel vehicles by 2030, 10 years earlier than originally scheduled. Some hybrids will still be allowed, but there'll be grants for electric cars and funding for charging points. All part of a new 10-point plan aimed at making sure the UK meets its commitment to achieve net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is calling it a green industrial revolution. The plan aims to create up to 250,000 highly skilled green jobs by 2030. It includes a pledge to make London the centre of global green finance and involves mobilising $16 billion of government money, with the private sector providing up to 3 times that amount. One highlight is a pledge to quadruple offshore wind power by 2030, producing enough electricity to power every UK home, as well as a big boost in hydrogen production. But the opposition Labour Party says only a third of the programme is new money, pointing out countries such as Germany and France are investing tens of billions of dollars. For this expert, it's a small step in the right direction.
Just a few weeks ago, we identified that the government was spending just a tenth of what's needed every year to meet net zero. £33 billion a year is what's needed every year over this Parliament. What's been announced today is welcome, but it does fall short from what we think is needed.
The plan involves greater investment in new nuclear power plants as part of the non-carbon energy mix. It also includes funds to insulate homes and public buildings, responsible for roughly a third of the UK's carbon emissions, as well as tree planting programmes and new carbon capture initiatives. But there's nothing about something environmental campaigners want to see, a frequent flyer levy.
We believe, and this was supported by the UK's Climate Citizens Assembly, that there should be higher taxes for those people who fly more, so that The first flights are comparatively cheap, but they become steadily more and more expensive because we know actually that just 15% of people in the UK take 70% of the flights.
The government's promising to invest in clean public transport and make cycling an easier way to travel, especially in cities. The challenge now is what incentives are needed to make a real difference. Nadeem Barber, Al Jazeera, London.
And now for the weather. Present weather is fair. A gentle breeze of 10 miles per hour is moving from an easterly direction. Current temperature is 26 degrees Celsius or 79 degrees Fahrenheit. The forecast shows partly sunny skies at first, becoming increasingly cloudy with a 70% or high chance of showers and a 40% or moderate chance of isolated thunderstorms later today. We can expect partly cloudy skies with a 40% or moderate chance of brief showers today as well, and a chance of evening and overnight showers tonight. Sunset today will be at 5:35 p.m. and the sun is expected to rise tomorrow at 6:18 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your presenter, Shaira Flanders. Have a good one.